Cool, we're live. Okay, hold on. Welcome. I am waiting for you to join. And while I'm waiting for you to join, let me just refresh my page so I can see myself in your comments. Hold on 1 second. Oh, come on. That's what happens when you come in live. Hold on, where am I? Right, okay, cool. So, as you are coming in live, please make sure that you introduce yourself and say hello. Today is day 5 of the Get Confident, Get Seen, Get Clients challenge. So, please make sure that you just say hello, whoever you are, because I cannot always see who's joining. Veronica, hello, there's other people as well. So, obviously for those of you who are live, thank you so much, because I love interacting with you. I've never thought. Hi Melissa, yes, you have made it live. That is amazing. Great to have you here. We're still waiting for more women to come in. And first of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to you, because I really value your time. At the end of the day, it's Friday. We should be out having fun. But, oh my God, my tongue is totally purple. Look, do you know what? Because my voice is going. I've been talking so much. I've been doing so much talking that, I'm blushing now. This is so silly. I've been doing so much talking that, my throat is unfortunately going. So I need those little things to kind of keep me going, keep my voice going. But we're going to get cracking. I really appreciate your time. We're not going to be as long as we were yesterday. There's a little bit less to cover materials. But tonight we are talking business. So for the first few days, hi Bagusha, for the first few days we were talking about the internal components of confidence, of what you need to be doing in your mind, how you need to be talking to yourself, what it is that you should be doing and what it is that you should stop doing in order for you to become more confident. And tonight we're talking about the tangible stuff, as in like, when it comes to online confidence, how do you actually become confident? And tonight we are covering the basics. One of the things that I'm hugely passionate about is teaching women about mastering the basic stuff. And here is why. Let me just illustrate it with a very quick story. One of my mentors I really look up to is a guy called Dan Kennedy. Now, I'm not quite sure whether you've ever heard of Dan, but Dan is essentially like the father of modern marketing, right? He's not really out there. You can't really see him online. He doesn't leave his house. He just, writes books and stuff. But I remember he was telling a story, when he was in a seminar. And the seminar, the guy who was leading the seminar asked for the room to split, where they could go and learn advanced marketing strategies and where they could go and learn just one-on-one basics. And this guy, who is multi-millionaire when it comes to marketing, he was like, I am going to the basics. And there is a reason for it. There is so many coaches out there that I talk to every single day, and they unfortunately are rushing because they want to make the money, which I get it. I've been there. I know how much it sucks when you're not making money in your business. But the sooner you will realize and accept the fact that you cannot skip the basics, the quicker you will start having results. Hi, Sue, lovely to see you. And so, if you don't take it from me, take it from Dan Kennedy, who is like the father of modern marketing. Basics are everything. Basics are those kind of boring, mundane stuff that people keep continuing to telling themselves, oh yeah, I've heard it a million times, I've got it down. But if you haven't got results, you haven't got it down. It's as simple as that. But here is the thing. If you do cover the basics over an extended period of time, you can grow really, really fast. Right? And so because we are serious businesswomen, we will be talking about those basics, right? So you can spare yourself the pain of, wanting to have an online course before you have an audience. I mean, don't get sucked into those stupid marketing strategies of people who are trying to tell you how to make an online course without teaching you how to build a platform yet. Because you know what? Just because they omit something out of the marketing to make you buy something doesn't mean it's going to serve you. Because you will spend 3 months developing a course and then you will make zero because you will have no one to sell it to. You need to, hi Helen, lovely. Ah, amazing to have you live with us. You know, it's easy to kind of have that kind of mindset. Okay, I'm going to make an online course, and there is no one to sell it to, and then you're disappointed. So here are the basics that we will be covering. First of all, we will be talking about stages of online visibility. And this one thing I really think can spare you so much pain, right? When we literally are just like, oh my God, this is never going to work out. Why is no one responding to me? And the reason why you're feeling, remember when we're talking about emotions, it's time to become the CEO of your business and understand the process. So again, person, as in like Alex would get upset, the CEO would be like, oh, okay, the process is not right. That's why things are not happening. So here is what really matters when it comes to stages of online visibility. Number one, this is the number one stage of online visibility. You already have your business, or kind of you're starting your business, right? And your audience or your ideal clients basically don't even know that you exist. Ouch! And that hurts. I get it. It really, that really hurts. But when you understand the process, hey, I'm just at the beginning of my journey, and so when I'm posting, they don't even know who I am. They will completely ignore me. That you will not get attention in the beginning. Then you can really, you can just really sit back and relax and say, I don't have to take this personally. I don't have to, self-loathe because no one is reacting to my posts, right? Because you get the process. They have no idea who you are. And the sooner you assuming the responsibility to make yourself known, the sooner you accept the fact that you will need to push yourself into the marketplace until they will learn to recognize you so they can know, like, and trust you, then you know what? You're not going to progress. So the sooner you are able to do that and say, I'm going to have to push myself while no one knows who I am, until they know who I am, that's when things will really start changing. So number one, they have no idea who you are. Number two, so that's the second stage of online visibility. This is where they kind of seen your face maybe a few times, but yet they're not convinced, they're not interested, and they're kind of like ignoring you, right? So some of them could be already, paying attention. So for example, maybe they saw one of your posts and they're like, that was really good. I wonder who she is. And maybe they go to your website to check you out. Maybe they will, scroll through your personal feed. I mean, no one really, interacts with business pages anymore, so don't worry about that. And yet you don't see results, right? Or you don't see that much of interaction. And again, this is the moment when most people will give up, is when they're already being watched. They just don't realize that they're being watched. And so, for example, you make a commitment to start writing emails, and you write one email or you write two emails, but because there is no response to your offers, or because no one replies to your emails, or because no one is clicking on the links that you have in your emails, you're like, oh my God, you know what? I'm going to skip this one because it just feels really difficult, and no one sees them anyways. People do. People pay attention more than you realize. It's just that time of attention that needs to be kept. Does that make sense? Number three, the third stage of online visibility is where people start to interact, right? And again, some people will interact, some people won't. I remember when I hired my very first business coach, right? And I never interacted with any of her posts. Not once. Not once did I like her post. Not once did I reply in the comments. Like, if she were to judge the reality of her business just because of I was interacting with her posts, she'd be like, no one likes me, right? But again, I was one of those people who just silently followed someone online. And when I was ready, I was like, boom, that's it. I want to walk with you. I know that it's you. I'm a quick decision maker, by the way. So for me, it's just kind of like just like that once I make a decision. But this is to prove the point. And so it could be that you're doing some things online and no one is responding but you never know. People always watch, people always see you. And it's the consistency and the frequency over time that creates trust. So do not get disheartened, keep going. And the stage number 4 is, when you kind of become known. And this is something where the momentum starts kind of picking up, where maybe sometimes some people will start sharing your posts, but still, when it comes to like those promotional posts, that they rarely really get shared, which is absolutely fine, because people prefer to share kittens on YouTube and that sort of stuff. But in that 4th stage of visibility, they actually anticipate. They're looking and they're waiting for an email for you, right? They're scrolling through the inbox. Oh, today's Thursday. I should get an email from, Melinda or Barbara or whatever it is that you're following, right? This is where you kind of really building a small but engaged community. And then it kind of slowly keeps growing. And that's how you get yourself to momentum. All of those stages take time. So if you just tell me in the comments if that doesn't make sense, then say yes if you understand. If yes, then I can then move on to the next thing, which are the only 3 things that you really need to make an impact online and start showing up powerfully. Right, I can't see the comments coming up, but I'm just going to keep moving. Right, so the 3 things that you need, the very first thing that you need is clarity. And in a second, I'm going to be pointing out exactly what types of clarity you need to reach, so you can kind of really move forward. Now, here is why clarity is so important, because so many times we hear about clarity, but do you really know what it is? Clarity is just like knowing exactly what I'm doing, where there is no more questioning, there is no more, that you're going to be doing these things in the next 6 months. You're going to be doing this thing in the next 12 months. And here is the thing. Do not overcomplicate this, okay? You need to make a decision, because remember when I was talking yesterday about one of the things that destroy your confidence is when you keep jumping between different niches. So for example, you pick an ICA, and you do a few things with the ICA, and then nothing happens, there is no traction. And so because your confidence is affected and you start the emotional process as opposed to being the CEO, you say, you know what, I'm going to switch my ICA, and then you allow yourself to indulge in the fantasy world. Yeah, this ICA is going to work. But then the very same thing happens. It doesn't work again, right? Why? Because you haven't stuck with it for long enough. And so once we you really kind of make a decision, stick with it. Now, it's not a prison sentence. You don't have to stick with it for the rest of your life, okay? I've changed. Some of you know that I used to coach on emotional eating before I got into business coaching. And, it took me some time to transition from that into other areas of coaching, and that's fine. But at least for a few months, you give yourself enough time to get results. Number 2 is, you need strategy. Now, when I work with someone, my number 1 rule is simplicity, which means if you haven't got your marketing strategy on one piece of paper that you can plug into your calendar, so you know exactly each day that you're doing those 3 things or those 5 things, you haven't got a strategy. I'm sorry to say that, but if you are waking up in the morning and you're sitting at your desk and you're thinking, what should I do today to promote my business? Maybe I go and post something on Twitter. Oh, maybe go and do something on Instagram. Do you know what? I'm going to go and post into that group. That is a recipe for a disaster, okay? Even if it's just one thing that will create results, that's all you need, okay? And so whatever your business is, you need to have a strategy. So just ask yourself mentally right now, do I have a strategy to promote my business? Do I know exactly what are the things that I need to be doing right now, today, tomorrow, in a week's time to produce results? If you don't, you need to get that sorted, because you're not going to progress. Now, what type of strategy? It depends, right? Tomorrow, we will be talking about the different types of online visibility and which one you should be choosing for your business. So definitely stay tuned if this is something that you're still struggling with. because I will be teaching you about different types of strategy tomorrow. And the last thing is confidence. So if you are like me, and if you're still thinking, no, I'm not like this anymore, but I used to be. If you're still thinking that there is some sort of freaking secret when it comes to making money online and then coaching business, and if you're still believing, oh my God, can I really do this? Then let me tell you this, okay? You need to know what your business is, right? You need to know, yes, confidence, exactly. You need to know what your business is. You need to know what actions you're taking. And number 3, you need confidence, because then you can just keep moving and keep taking action until you get results. You don't really need anything else to make, your first $1,000, your first $10,000, your first $50,000. The process really doesn't change. And the last thing I want to be talking today about is to kind of dig a little bit deeper into details in terms of those different types of clarity, because it's easy for me to say and be vague as in like clarity, but what kind of clarity you need, and you need 4 different types of clarity, and those things are very similar, but now we're just kind of going to go a little bit deeper. So the first type of clarity that you need is, is very, very basic, which is your ICA, right? ICA, which stands for your ideal client avatar. Now, what I tend to see is too much vagueness, right, out there, as in like, I help women between ages 35 and 85 who are going through some sort of change. This is an ICA. What kind of change are they going through? Are they going through a divorce? Are they preparing for marriage? Are they looking for love? What kind of changes are they going for? And you really need to go deep with this, as in like you want to be in that person's head, right? And so, for example, for me, my ICAs are women who are brilliant at what it is that they're doing, right? But they need just a little bit of guidance, and that confidence isn't the piece. That it's kind of missing for them as well. And so, what makes me different, right, is that I not only am a business coach, as in like do this, do that, because that's what business coaches do, but I'm also able to coach them through the emotional stuff and really help them become who they need to be as a person in terms of the character and the mindset, so they can achieve those things. And that's who my ICA is. Does that make sense? But can you see how that this is more precise? As in like, hold on, let me just think. Not one of my clients is a person who's like, I am fiercely confident, just tell me what to do, I'm going to go and implement. None of them. They're all very talented, but all of them are still working towards this like, I'm going through this, right? And this is exactly where I'm getting them. And so you need to know who your ideal client is, what are the pain points, because people are not going to pull out the money just for like, oh, I'm going to help you go and deal with changes in your life. Like, they're not going to pay you. It's people are not that quick to invest into coaching as people would think that they are. And so you have got to figure that out. And again, I'm going to say this. Once you make a decision who your ideal client is, please give yourself a minimum of 6 months and really work hard to get results before you make a decision, oh, this isn't working. Right, second type of clarity. Where are my notes? Yeah, obviously, your USP. So this is something that will help you stand out. USP obviously stands for your unique selling point. And this is something that is a little bit more tricky to figure out unless you just know what it is, right? But mainly it's those things that you want to avoid. And so just to give you an example, I'm currently working with she's not my mentor, but it's someone who I've hired to help me teach myself how to talk about my personal story, because it's something that I'm not very happy to do, but I understand that it's my USP and it's a very unique story. And so, she's amazing, and then she worked with like Barack Obama, and she wrote the speeches and stuff, and And the stuff that I really want to hide about myself, for example, the fact that when I came to England, I was so poor that I lived in a hostel and I had to share a room with 5 ex-convicts in a room in the hostel because I couldn't afford to rent an actual room. I don't want to talk about that stuff, right? And she's like, your story is amazing. You need to be sharing this. This is what makes you different. Blah, blah, blah. This is what makes you stand out. And so you need to be kind of injecting parts of your personal story as part of your USP. And the reason for it is that people will remember you for it. And so this is why when you have someone who, for example, has decided to coach people on a vegan diet, is a person who maybe have gone through chronic disease themselves and then they overcame it with vegan diet. Does that make sense to you? So this is kind of, her unique selling point is the fact that she's actually gone through the stuff, the journey herself. Your unique selling point also could be, the skills that you have, right? So for me, again, is teaching women how to be the CEO in a the thought process, the mindset, right? Apart from the business stuff, is my really strong point, and that's what makes me different. So if you want to interact with me and make me happy because it's Friday, I'm not going to keep you for long anymore. Let me know in the comments. What do you think your USP is? If you know what it is, because if you're still working on it, that's absolutely fine. But you need to have this to stand out, because if there are 15 business coaches, right, and I'm going to step up and say, you know what, I'm not just a business coach. Quite frankly, I've built my life from scratch and I've got some street wisdom, which means that I know the timeless success principles. Who do you think they're going to pick? I'm saying they're going to pick me because I want them to pick me, right? Because I know that I'm really good. But, the bottom line is this: you need to know what makes you stand out. And sometimes it's not just the skill. Don't be afraid to inject parts of your personal story, because people buy from people as well. And the thing that you might want to hide are the things that will make you stand out, like your personality quirks or your weird sense of humor. You will see sometimes online that there are some business coaches who stand out through the languaging because they swear a lot. Now, they do it on purpose. Don't be swayed by this. This is a part of the branding. When they were figuring out the brand, they made a conscious decision. I'm going to be the straight talking coach who says, fuck and shit and everything else, because they chose to be that person. Does that make sense? This is not an accident. This is a part of their own unique selling point, which obviously doesn't mean that, it doesn't work for everyone, but it's very polarizing, which is a good thing, which means that your USP might switch some people off completely, but it will attract the right people. So for example, I know that my personal story, for some people, when they hear it, when I will eventually start sharing more and more of it, as the time goes, they will be like, wow, I would never say that you've been through so much crap and that you've grown so much. And because of that, they'll be like, what? I know I'm in good hands. Next thing, clarity. Clarity about your offer. Right. So I don't know how many coaches you have tried to hire and how many discovery calls as a potential client you've had yourself. But let me tell you this. If someone is getting on the phone with you because they want to have a discovery call with you, if you don't know how to talk about your offer, you are screwed. Like, you will not sell them, right? Because when you're like, I want to help you with this, and then, hold on a second, I can't remember my prices. Let me check what my prices are. How many sessions was that? Yeah, so, can I get back to you on that? This is bad. This is bad. And so, whatever the work is, you need to have it in writing. And, it's okay to have your notes with you, right? I always have it next to me just to make sure that I don't forget any small detail. And I always try to maybe type it online as well, kind of do a screen share with them. But effectively, you not only need to know what your offer is in detail, but you also need to know how to talk about it, right? Because you can just say X, Y, and Z, but you need to know how to connect your offer, and that only comes through practice, how to connect your offer, as in like your solution, with the goals that they're trying to achieve. Because as you will know, you first need to ask them what the goals are, and then you need to match the two. And if you can't talk powerfully about your offer, then you will really struggle. And so ask yourself whether you are confident even to tell them what your offer is. And if you're not, practice with the mirror. Practicing with the mirror is great. Practice with a friend, maybe get a peer and practice with them and ask them, and that goes for everything. That goes again for the tangible stuff, as in like knowing what your offer is, and the intangible stuff, as in like, how do you feel inside? Are you shaking inside because you're so scared? Or are you assuming, again, you are assuming confidence and you're projecting your voice in a clear, consistent manner so they can understand you, right? Which one is it? And so if you're not doing those things, this is another thing that you need to be doing. And the last thing is that you need to have absolute clarity on your activity. So this is something where we were talking about strategy as well. You need to know how to manage your business, which means that you not only know what you are doing, but you also very clearly know what you are consciously removing from your environment, right? As in like clear your inbox. Honestly, how many people are sending you emails? Get rid of them. Only leave the people that you respect and that you look up to, right? So you're not cluttered and tempted by the shiny objects all the time. You need to know what activity you're doing on a daily basis, and you need to know when you're doing this. You need to know what you're doing on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, on a 6 monthly basis. I'm thinking that could be a challenge on its own. Do you think that could be a challenge on its own for you to kind of share my processes, what I'm doing on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly basis? Let me know in the comments, because I've just had the idea to do a challenge on those kind of processes and systems that I'm using. Right, so these are essentially the things that you really need to know. Now, it doesn't sound that complicated, does it? It is now that in our mind that we completely overcomplicate this and we jump through hoops and loops and other things. Now, I have failed probably four different businesses that I've started before I finally kind of made it through. And you know what? The only reason why I finally broke through was because I simplified and I did few simple things. And I remember I had a poster on my wall: you are not changing anything for at least 6 months. And that really has helped me to produce results. So here is the thing. If you're watching this, and again, if you're watching the replay, again, I get it. I know loads of people are watching the replay, and tonight is Friday, so not many people are here. But I did tell you that I was going to... great, Bokusha. Okay, well, I will need to do it soon then. But, I did tell you that I was going to be making an offer today. And yes, I will tell you what it is, because, at the end of the day, it is my birthday month. So my birthday is on the 19th of June, and then my daughter's birthday is on the 20th of June. And also I'm at the stage in my business where I can make those kind of financial decisions that if I want to kind of slash my prices for some time, then I can, because I can afford to do it and because I want to. So here is the thing. I am looking for 4 women, okay, and they can only be 4 women because I haven't got capacity to handle anymore, I'm afraid. Plus, because of the financial offer that I will be making you, I can't completely kill myself and give it to just anyone who wants it. This is for serious women. So if you've been watching those challenges every single day, if you resonate with me, if you would like to be coached by me, whether that's in terms of your confidence, whether that's in terms of your business, then this is the time for you to apply to work with me. And only for those 4 women who apply, here is what's on offer. And the deadline, there is a deadline as well, which is the 21st of June. Those 4 slots will be gone, will be paid for and signed up for by the 21st of June at 8 o'clock of, the British time. So I have 3 spots for women to work with me for 6 months, okay? And the price for that is £2,500, which is 2.5K. Now, to work with me for 6 months costs £4,000, which means that you will be getting £1,500 off the regular price, and you're getting the exact same package that whoever would normally sign up with me to work with me for 6 months would be paying £4,000 for it. So that's the first offer for 3 women to work with me for 6 months for £2,500. If this is speaking to you, if you're serious, then definitely, I will tell you in a second how you can apply. And there is 1 spot, and there is no negotiation, about it, and it's only for 1 person. And if this is speaking to you, even if you're watching this on a replay, then please make sure that you get in touch with me as soon as possible, because I can only offer this to 1 person. And it's to work with me for 12 months for the price of £4,000, which is the price that normally people would pay with me for 6 months, which essentially means you're getting like 50% off, right? Now, the spot for 12 months is for someone who's really serious and really committed to getting big results. Now, where you are right now, I don't care. What I do care about is that you are not looking for another chatting programs. My coaching programs are not talking programs. Yes, we talk during the sessions, but there's a lot of homework, there's a lot of implementation. I am all about taking action, producing results, and implementing things. So if you're looking for, someone to talk about your confidence and business, and then I'm probably not the best person for you. However, if you're still struggling with confidence, but you are prepared to move forward and take action to change, to become the confident person that I know that you can be, and it's inside of you, if you're prepared to start making changes, then I would love to hear from you. Now, the way that you can apply, as I said, there is an application form which you need to fill in. You need to answer all of the questions and take this seriously, okay? Because this offer is going out not only to the people who are watching me live, but also whoever has applied to take part in the challenge. And there was a lot of women there. What was I saying? Yeah, so there is an application, there is a deadline. So probably the first slots that I have available for calls are tomorrow, where, we get together on the phone, and then we just want to make sure that it's right for you and that it's right for me as well. Because at the end of the day, you know what? My mentor actually said I was crazy to do this offer, but I was like, you know what? I come from humble beginnings, right? And I didn't have the money to invest. I built my business in the library, essentially. I would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had no support whatsoever. And the only reason why it took me so long was because I didn't have any support. And number 2, because my confidence was shit. It was non-existent. And so if you are one of those women who are serious and you want to work with me, but money has been an objection for you for some time, and you kind of maybe been on my website, or maybe you've even had a free call with me before, or maybe you even had a sales call with me before, but you were like, I would love to, but I just can't invest right now, then you know what? I will not be repeating this opportunity ever again. And in fact, my prices will be going up soon as my business is expanding. And so that's probably enough said, right? So last things before I let you go, there are 2 offers. I've got 3 spots for 3 women to work with me for 6 months for £2,500 instead of £4,000. And I have 1 slot for 1 special person who's super committed, super serious to go big in the business to work with me for 12 months for only £4,000. And if you want to apply, there will be an email sent out to you. I think the email is going out in a minute. So when I get off this line, it will be sitting in your inbox. There is a link in that email that says complete your application form here. You need to apply because I need to know that you're serious, and this is how we can get things moving forward if this is speaking to you. Ladies, thank you so much to whoever has attended live. I really, really appreciate it. And tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow, we are going to be going deeper into how to choose the right type of online visibility for you, whether that's writing, doing interviews, doing video. How do you choose? How do you come up with a decision what's right for your business? Because once you know what your once you kind of get clear about the things that you need to get clear about, then it's time to implement and choose the right platform. So tomorrow it will be all about that. If you guys have any questions, if you guys, oh, thank you, Helen. Oh, thanks, Helen. Helen is saying, I would massively recommend working with Alex. It's changing my life. Helen, I am blushing right now. Thank you so much for your kind words. Yes. So, ladies, if you have any questions, then you can type them. If not, then I will be going. All right. But I'm going to switch off now. If you still want to have any comments, for any of you who are watching the replays, you can comment and post your questions below, and I will be coming back and answering them. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Bye.